Okay, and hi guys. Let's try this again. If any of you saw my earlier live, not really live because there was no sound, this is our second take. So let's see if it works this time. And thank you, Marguerite, for letting me know that there was no sound. I've had some situations within the last week or so where we had to unplug my computer. And apparently, when I was doing that, when I plugged my all right, sorry, I was just making sure. And if anyone's out there, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. But all right, I've muted and unmuted my YouTube a couple times, so hopefully now it's actually working. So I was talking earlier in the video that none of you could hear about my items that I had bought from the annual catalog, my bundles that are being retired. And I got really ambitious over my lunch hours and breaks this last week, and I actually took the retired list and updated my shelves. So you will see that the items that were on here are now boxed away, ready to sell. Of these that I bought, the Crafting with You and the Wonderful Thoughts are the only ones that are carrying over into the new annual catalog. So besides that, I only have 17 stamp sets going into the new catalog. So what I did was, over my lunch hours, and that I went ahead and I got my shelves all ready. And so I have my 17 stamp sets that are carrying over into the catalog. And then of course I have an online exclusives, but I kind of packed everything away that's not going to be continuing onward. Okay, so let's talk about cards. I am in a couple of stamping groups where we send cards. And so every month I try to do a different, I call them fast techniques. Some people, I've done a couple videos on them. They're like quadrant stamping. They're like a one sheet wonder, but they're not a full one sheet wonder. They're like one sheet sections. I'm going to call it that. How about that? One sheet sectioning. That's what we're going to call it. And one of the DSPs that is retiring is Poetic Expressions. And I like the colors that are in these. As you can see, we have Boho Blue, Bubble Bath, it's Lost Lagoon, Moody Mauve, Mossy Meadow, and Wild Wheat. So I took some of those colors, and I decided I was going to do my quadrant stamping with those color bases. All right, so one of those colors was Bubble Bath. All right, so one of those. Ooh, shoot! I must have hit my. I must have hit my microphone because all of a sudden I could hear myself on the other side. Oh, and now something's coming up. All right, are you still there? All right, so Bubble Bath. I tell you, I'm all frazzled now, knowing that I thought I was live, and I was live, you just couldn't hear me. So anyway, so one of those colors was Bubble Bath. So to do the my quadrant stamping, I'm going to call it, I'm going to come up with a really good name for it. But it, like I said, it's like a one sheet wonder, but it's not. I'm going to add in Berry Burst and Blackberry Bliss, and that's what I did And you saw, if you caught my other video, that's what I did already. Another one of those colors was Boho Blue. So I'm going to add Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy, and we're going to go ahead and do it on this this video. And if you caught the other video, yeah, it'll be the same thing. And then the last 4 colors left for that paper pack, and this was the paper pack. So you can see, there's all those colors they were talking about. So the other 4 colors left were Mossy Meadow, Lost Lagoon, Moody Mauve, and Wild Wheat. And Wild Wheat has its place, but I'm going to stay away from Wild Wheat for this section. Because it does have its place, but not for this type of stamping. And we're going to use these 3. So let me show you what we're going to do. You're probably wondering why I've been talking and I have all these little post-it notes here, or flags. It's because I use that to do quadrant stamping. I use my glass mat a lot when I do quadrant stamping. And the reason why is I can put post-it notes on there and have markers. Now, some people will draw lines on their cardstock. Some will score. I like lining it up on here. Now, I'm going to the 1-in-1 mark here. So the reason I do that is so I'm not right on the edge here where you can't see. And I am getting, let me move this up a little bit. There we go. So you can see it a little bit better. Sorry. I'm going to take just a little bit of blue tape. I'm going to use it to hold down my cardstock. But I'm going to put it places where I'm not going to be stamping. So like right here between these 2 arrows, I won't be stamping that much. So I'm going to line it up at the 1-in-1. Just press it down there. And this will be my guides. So I'm not using pencil marks, I'm not using score marks, I'm not doing any of that. All right, so let's take, now I have to go ahead and clean these off because they're left with the colors from my first try video that didn't work. Well, it worked, but you could hear me. Again, thank you, Marguerite, for letting me know. All right, so anyway, yeah, I usually don't get a lot of people that watch me live. I think it's because I haven't hit that 500 viewer count or subscription account for my site, so it doesn't send out a message when I'm live, I'm pretty sure. So, and usually I do have to mute on the YouTube side, but I didn't even notice that I didn't have to do that, so that should have been my other clue that I wasn't transmitting correctly. All right, so let's start with Boho Blue. Now the stamps I'm using today are, let me show you. I'm using this one of Art and Texture. This is, ooh, sorry for the glare. It's my Sunlight. I love my Sunlight, but it doesn't help when I'm recording. So I'm using this stamp from Art and Texture. That is on an online exclusive. I am using this sprig from Translucent Florals. This is carrying over to, it's an online exclusive right now, I think, or maybe just the paper is, I don't remember, but it is going to be in the annual catalog. And then this is also from the online exclusive, Sweetly Scripted, and of course I'm using the Happy Birthday since these are my April birthday cards. All right, so let's go ahead and take the Boho Blue, and what I'm going to do is, I'm running out of area here, I'm going to take that stamp of Art and Texture, and what I'm going to do is I'm first going to put a little bit down here at the very bottom. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead. That's a very strong color. I'm wondering if I want to stamp it off once. You know, I don't think I will. I'll just go kind of lightly. Let's put some light ones in between there. And I'm going right along that 2-inch mark. So let's do this one in here like that. Just trying to do some variations there. And then my last 2-inch mark is right up here. All right. And I don't use blue a lot, so, you know, I'm expanding my horizons here. So now I'm going to use the sprig from Translucent Florals. And I find that something that has a nondescript, you wouldn't want to use a flower so much for this because it has a definite up and down side. But I'm just going to go ahead and do some little markings there. Now here you want to kind of go in between where you were before, only because you don't want everything to be so matchy-matchy. So see here, I want this one to be kind of in the middle there. Here I want that one to be kind of there, and then you just kind of fill in from there. Oh, let's get some down here too. There we go. All right, let's go up here again. So are you guys watching any in the NCAA tournament? I'm personally more interested, being from Iowa, in the girls tournament and the boys tournament. I mean, the boys tournament is fine. Don't get me wrong. Go Iowa State. And the Iowa State girls, I guess. Now, I didn't see a lot of it because I was dozing in my chair. But the Iowa State girls really came back from a lot down and ended up winning. And then, of course, today is Caitlin Clark Day for Iowa. Now, I'll support Iowa, but I'm an Iowa State fan. So anyway, so way to go, Iowa teams. The men's move forward. I think the Iowa men's are on too. Not sure. All right. So let's go ahead, and now I am going to go ahead and cut this down before I stamp my greeting. Now remember, we started at here. I'm going to start right in the middle. This is different than what I showed last time, but I'm starting right in the middle, and I'm going to cut right down the middle, and I'm going to go at the 2 inches from there. So here's this. So now I'm going to go 2 inches. And that should leave a 2-inch strip. There we go. So let's go on this side now. Let's go 2 inches here. And then figuring out which side you want more. Do you want it cut? You want that cut off? I think I want this cut off. That way there's a little more color left on there. And we could have cut from each side. But, and then we're going to cut these at 5.5. And there we are at 5.5. All right. Yeah, that one I probably should have measured up a little bit better, but that's all right. And now we are going to take our darkest color. For the blues, it's going to be Night of Navy. And we're going to do the happy birthday. You know what, first though, I do need to find my, where is it in this mess of a desk? Here it is. Do need to clean this off just a little bit. Because I have a lot of ink on there. All right. Now we're going to go through with the happy birthday. And we're going to stamp it right there in the middle. And that's why I said it works better if you don't have a definite flower or something that has a definite up and down. You're going to get 8 out of this. Yeah, see, I should have done that one a little bit different, but that's all right. If you wanted to come back in with your background stamp, you could, and make that a little more even. All right. So then we have 8 pieces here. Make sure we all right, so now we're going to take from the paper packs I have left. Now these are 6 inches, so I have to remember to cut them down. We're going to figure out which backgrounds we like. So now let me get one that has a little bit of color on both. Here we go. Let's get this one. So that, it kind of fades in a little, doesn't it? And that, I think, is too contrasty. So I don't think we'll use that one. This one, not so much. I'm not liking either of those. It kind of fades in. This definitely is too small. And that green's not the greatest. Oh, I kind of like that. That's, oh, now see, if we did that one, we would definitely want to have another layer in between there. But that might work. And what I mean by that is, here, let me reach over here just to show you what I mean. I would want to have a thin color if I use that. So that's a possibility. We'll put it over here just in case we don't find something else that we like. That doesn't work the greatest. Oh, we're back. Oh, now we're repeating. Did we go through all of them already? Yep, looks like it. So I'm thinking, and I really, that's not that terribly bad. But I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to grab this and I'm going to cut these down to 5.5. And we're going to go then 3 inches and 3 inches. So I'm going to cut first at 6, then at 3. Alright, so there's my 8 pieces to go with my 8 there. And let me grab, I think I want to get, I think, Night of Navy. Let me grab Night of Navy off my shelf back here. We're going to see how that looks. If we cut it down and layer it on there. I think we have a very thin border. Yeah, I think I like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cut this at 5.5. And then we're going to cut these. This is just 2. We're going to go very small. We're going to go 2 1/4. No, let's go 2 2 1/8 is going to give me really, really small. But I think that's all I want. Let's go 2 1/8. All right. Let's see how those look. All right, so we're going to get our edges. What I'm doing is I'm just making sure that there's a little bit on each side. It's hard to do when I'm doing a live because usually I'm standing above. I'm going to cut that one a little too long. See how it's a little over? So I'm going to grab some white bases. So I think that's what I want to do it on. So that's going to end up being the card. But I'm going to think, I can't figure out if I want to do some embossing there or if I want to do some little dots, something. All right, so that's how those will end up. Let me put these all over here. Because we'll finish that up. But that's, I think, yeah, you know what? I think I want to take the light boho blue because I want to show you a finished card. I think I just want to kind of do a light swipe. Like that. Yeah, I think I do like that. I think that looks okay. All right, so now for the 3 remaining colors, let's go ahead and we're going to do the Moody Mauve, but we're going to stamp off once. And then we're going to do this in the Mossy Meadow, and we'll do this in the birthday sign, the birthday saying. So let's clean that off. Let's clean this one off. Gotta be careful with those because they're so thin. And I trim down my stamps even more. So you want to make sure that you got that color off there. All right, and then this. All right, so let's go ahead and do this again. Grab our next piece of basic white. I don't know where I put that little piece of tape, so we'll grab out another one. All right, I'm gonna put it right here, the 1-on-1, put the little piece underneath there. where I'm not going to be stamping so much. All right. Let's grab the Moody Mauve. Stamp it off once because it's a strong color. See, even stamping off once, it's still pretty strong. So let's go. I should be going from the other edge, because all of my strongest ones are going to be over there. All right, so there's that background. Go ahead and grab this for our little sprigs. Now here you don't need to keep it down on those lines anymore. So let's go ahead and get our sprigs the way we want them. See here I'm trying to fill in those gaps where, oh, got a little mark there. Don't like that. Usually. Let's go here. Oh, I double skipped that one. Did you see that? I skipped it over. Let's see if I can kind of do that to kind of make up for it. And see, I'm not following my own directions. I'm supposed to be stamping kind of in the middle of those, so it doesn't look like it's exactly the same. All right. Sorry, that's quiet as I've been the whole video, huh? Let's go ahead. All right, that looks pretty good. And now let's cut it apart. Well, let me wipe that off first. If I can find where I put that. You guys should see my stand-up area. It's horrible. I have so much on there. All right, got that cleaned off. Gonna grab a baby wipe, clean up my fingers. Oh my goodness. Now I'm not going to be recording next weekend. My parents are coming in from Iowa for Easter. They haven't been here since before the pandemic, so it'll be fun to see them, but I am going to take next weekend off then, because Saturday I'll probably be doing some last minute cleaning and baking, and then they'll be here on Sunday. All right, let's see. I want to make sure that we're still okay here. And let's go ahead and cut this down. Now let's see how this one looks starting at the 2. See, you're going to have a lot off there if you start. This is where we start at the edge. So this one is going to look a little bit better. But I think I want to start like right. Oh, I have that tape on there still. Did that last time too, didn't I? I want to start with kind of the middle-ish again. I kind of really like doing it like that. So then we come over to, and we come over to, unless you want that to be your strong one, then we can come over here like this. See, then we have a lot of white. So let's do, because this is well over 2, let's do like a little there and see how that ends up. Because we have a 1/2 inch to play with, remember? So here, if I put that at the 2 mark now, there, I do like that. Still kind of sparse on that one end, but it looks okay. Let's go to here. And that should leave us right at the 2 mark. There you are. All right. Now let's get these cut at the 5.5 mark. And we're going to do this with the Lost Lagoon. Oh, let's get this all cleaned up. What a mess. Probably had that all over my outfit now. I probably was leaning on there. All right. Let's go ahead, close that back up. Now I have on my fingers again, so let's get that off. Such an inky day. All right, so now let's go ahead, put this over here. Put my Lost Lagoon. I want to try to cover up. I don't think I'm going to be able to cover up that little, that miscue. Now this is a different look since we're not using our strongest color for our greeting. But it still is working out okay. There we go. There's that 8. Now let's go back to what we have left of our poetic expressions. All right. I've really got these all messed up. That's all I can say. Let me see if sorry. Let me just try to get some of these in the right order. All right. All right, we're going to end up, I'll just put them like this. We have doubles, we have doubles. We'll just figure it out. All right. So let's look at this against that. Now that looks good. Even though we don't have the boho blue in there, definitely not that pink side. So that blue side's a possibility. I really like that green. More so than that. So that green is a possibility. I think that's too busy. And that, yeah, I love that color combination, but I don't think it's right. Same here. I don't think either of those are right. That is almost too washed out. We've already done that one. We've done that one. Oh, that's not bad. Kind of don't mind that. I think we already looked at that. Yeah, we didn't like that. And that was the original. So I think I want to do half and half. Even though I do like that green against it. I'm going to go with these two. Just because this doesn't have the boho blue. This is the Lost Lagoon. And it's alright, but I'm not going to do that. So let me put those back over to the side. Bring these over here. We're going to do these as 3-inch cuts. So I start first at 6. And then I go down to my 3. Now remember, these have to be 5.5, so we're going to have a little bit off there. So let's line them up. So this edge is straight. And go to that 5.5 mark. Those can all get thrown away. And 5.5 mark. And those little strips can be thrown away. All right. Oh my Lord, it's going to take me all day to get this desk cleaned up. All right. So let's go ahead. Let me bring this. I like using this because it fits right in there. I like using this to kind of get my straight edge on there. So let me grab my tape. Let me get that straight edge along there. There we go. Yes, I know usually I use my cutter, but I've been getting more and more tape on my cutter and it's hard to clean up. Oh, did I go over that corner? I did a little bit. All right, let's go ahead with this. Get that lined up in the corner. Get that lined up. That one I didn't cut completely straight. We'll be okay with it. Get this one right in the corner. See, some of these are a little over. I'm going to wait till I actually get them on cardstock before I cut them down. All right, and then we would finish up with these. So we have that one we've already done. This one I think I want to put on the Berry Vanilla. Now see, I'll line this up and then I'll cut this down because see, it is a little over. And I think I'm going to leave a smaller gap at the top and I'll put some little embellishments down there. So let's go ahead. There you go. We'll get that trimmed down so it's even. Sorry for the loud noise. Let's put one of the greens down that way. You'll see through all of my silly recordings today what we've created. So again, I'm going to go that one just a little bit up, leaving a little bit. That one's much better. All right. So let me find in my messy desk here the two I already did earlier. You guys can only see this side desk. It is horrible. All right, so here's the 3 we did just now. So here's those 2. Here's using the blue. Here's what I did earlier on my no voice video. All right, and that's it. Now hopefully I have been going back and forth and unmuting YouTube live to make sure you hear my voice, and it looks like it is working. Let me move just a little bit out. Let me see it. Oh my goodness. Just a little bit out. So you'll see my messy desk, but you could get more of a glimpse of the cards. So there you are. There's all those cards. So I'm going to have, well, I'll have 30 as soon as I finish up the rest of the taping. So I'll have 30 cards ready to go for the April birthdays on the birthday list. All right, guys, thanks for hanging in for this video. Give me a thumbs up, share if you are so inclined, but most of all, have a great day. Take care, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Have a good Easter if you celebrate. Enjoy your time. We'll get together again soon. All right, bye for now.